What I'm about to show you in this video is possibly the most shocking poll that I have ever seen. This new MRP poll that's just come out suggests that these 9 ministers that you see on my screen right now are going to lose their seats to the Reform Party. That is insane. Let's take a look at this. So this is a More in Common MRP poll that's come out in April, and their polling suggests that if there were an election held today, Reform would be the biggest party with 180 seats, and that the Conservatives and the Labour Party would be straggling behind, tied on 165 seats. That would mean no party coming anywhere near an overall majority, but Reform being the ones with the most seats and with the most power to form a government. And it just gets even more shocking as you look at the data. So Reform, 180 seats expected. Labour expected to lose 246 seats, including 153 to the Reform Party. And 64 seats to be lost to the Conservatives. There's been a lot of talk about whether the Conservatives or the Reform Party will be the biggest threat to Labour at the next general election. And if you ask me, this poll shows without a shadow of a doubt that the Reform Party are the ones that the Labour Party need to be terrified of. This is absolutely incredible, the data we're seeing in this poll. Progressive defections could cost Labour 68 seats. As swings to the Lib Dems and the Green Party enable Reform, Conservatives and the SNP to pick up seats. And as we've just seen, 10 cabinet ministers may lose their seats, including 9 to Reform and Wedge Streeting to one of those pesky, independent, pro-Gaza candidates. Let's take a look at the vote share. This is, it's got them all tied on 24%. Labour, Conservatives, Reform, but the way it pans out when you figure out who would win which seat in a first past the post system, you actually see the Reform Party coming out on top in this poll. And this is absolutely shocking compared to the general election. This was the result of the general election, right, where the Reform Party it was the most disproportionate general election result in history. The Reform Party got a ton of votes and just came out with 5 seats. Of course, now that's only 4 MPs because of Rupert Lowe no longer being in the party, and you can just see, a few little dots for the Reform Party there. But this poll is suggesting that we're Reform on the same vote share as the Labour Party. If there was a general election held, they would actually come out with more seats. I mean, this is just shocking, comparing this, the predicted result where Reform is huge there, and bigger than the Conservatives and bigger than the Labour Party, to this. I mean, it would be like the biggest switch around probably in history from one general election to the next. Just look at that. Huge sea of red to this. Labour Party just tailing behind, completely demolished. And let's take a look at the cabinet ministers that are expected to go. Can you believe it? Angela Rayner is expected to lose her seat to the Reform Party on the basis of the polling in this MRP poll. Pat McFadden, off he goes, taken by the Reform Party. Yvette Cooper, who has done she deserves that, because she promised she would smash the gangs and she'd stop the boats, and she's done the square root of bugger all to achieve that. So off she goes. Reform will take it from her. That would really satisfy me. That really would, I have to say. John Healey, Defence Secretary, off he goes. Reform would take it. Bridget Phillipson, Education Secretary, gone to Reform. Ed Miliband. Oh, can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine if Net Zero Ed Miliband loses his seat to Reform? Oh my God, that would just be, that would be beautiful. Absolutely. I would be celebrating so much. It would just be hilarious to watch. And if all of these people go, including Yvette Cooper, Angela Rayner, it would be a bloodbath, and it would be hard not to laugh, okay? As much as I'd feel slightly sorry for them losing their jobs, it would just be too funny. So, Jonathan Reynolds as well. That's the business secretary who has... Oh, wait. no business experience really whatsoever, lied on his CV to pretend that he was a qualified solicitor when he wasn't, didn't just lie in one place, lied like on his website, lied in the Houses of Parliament about his solicitor experience. He wasn't even a qualified solicitor. And he's put together a board of experts to give him advice on policy for business. And guess what? Like, none of them have any business experience. They're all a bunch of woke Ramonas. It just, the incompetence is off the scale. So he deserves to go. That would be very satisfying. Lisa Nandy, the culture secretary, expected to go as well. Wes Streeting, as I said, not expected to go to Reform, but expected to go to one of those pesky pro-Gaza independents. You may have noticed if you've been watching what Wes Streeting is up to. He keeps on talking about how amazing the Muslim community is because he's terrified of losing his seat. He was speaking at an event called the Muslim Network or something like this, saying how Labour has let down Muslim communities and needs to do much, much more to be kind to them and to appease them. And we heard him saying that we need to be more careful about how we talk about the grooming gangs because we risk upsetting, certain communities. He's terrified of losing his seat. That's why he's saying all of that. So that would be another funny one. And then Alan Campbell, Chief Whip, I have to say, when I first read that, I read Alistair Campbell and I thought, hang on a second, what's going on? He's not an MP anymore. But anyway, he is set to lose his seat to Reform as well. I mean, can you imagine, guys, all of these people here on my screen losing their seats to the Reform Party and Reform coming out as the biggest party? What a comeback that would be, from going from 5 seats won at one general election to 180 seats at the next. It's just a poll, okay, but it's done with a significant number of people. It's a proper MRP poll. This is really, really exciting stuff. And Labour, they are now facing the consequences clearly in the polls for doing not very much at all in the time they have been in power. I know it feels like the general election was yesterday, but it is now late April, and remember, it was the start of July last year that we had that general election. They've been in power quite a while. The boats are coming across in record numbers. They've done nothing to stop that. Rachel Reeves can't handle the economy. They're telling us we're going to go up 500 quid richer, and the general public are not stupid. They do not see that happening whatsoever. All they see is their bills going up. So the public are sick of them already, and they are turning to Reform. So this is exciting stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you very much for watching this video. Subscribe to Reasoned if you've not already.